Hi, it's Quainer here. Everything I'm about to tell you is true. These are some of the things they say when they do not want to accept something is African. Everything I'm about to say was used as reasons for it not being African. This is the Ishango bone found in the Congo. It is the oldest mathematical device ever found, created by human beings. Yet, Africa developed no mathematics. This bone is 20,000 years old. Estimated 20,000 years old. The continent of Africa developed no writing. This is an Ethiopian script developed around the 1st century AD. The ancient Egyptians were not Africans. They were not black people, though we do not know what race they actually were. We can safely say they were not black. Really? The ancient Egyptians wore wigs. That's why their hair looks the way it does. Really? Are you serious? People from the Middle East and from Europe came to ancient Egypt and wore wigs. Why? Why did they wear wigs of people from a different continent? The black Madonnas of Europe are only black because the candle smoke from the churches that they resided in turned the colour of their skin black. But somehow this candle smoke didn't affect any other part of these statues, just their skin. Okay. Really? The Olmec heads found in Mexico are not representations of African men. The reason why they look the way they do is because the chisels that made these giant heads were blunt. That's why their features are not finished. Are you serious? Everything I'm telling you is this is what they've said, you know. The ruins of Great Zimbabwe was created by a great white lost civilization. This white lost civilization is responsible for many of the unanswered artifacts, meaning the artifacts we have found that we cannot explain. This great white lost civilization was probably sent out by King Solomon and created these many artifacts around Africa that we can no longer explain. The only explanation is that this civilization of great white people disappeared and left no trace. Really? We do not know who built the pyramids in ancient Egypt, and some have even speculated that aliens might have been responsible. Of course, we cannot prove this, but it is a certain fact that the people now living in East Africa are not responsible for building these pyramids. Some have said it is a great lost white civilization that built them, but we cannot prove this. But it is a fact that they were not built by the inhabitants of the Sudan or Ethiopia, Somalia, Eritrea, any of those peoples, even though it is uncanny that these people resemble the people left on the paintings on the walls. These were actually slaves and not the leaders of this civilization. All the leaders of this ancient lost civilization were actually Mediterranean people. But somehow, for reasons we do not know, they were not represented on the wall paintings. Really? You couldn't make it up. They did.